And ladies, we are live. I am so excited to be joined by two like rock star, incredible women. Eugenia Tasmez is my colleague in Mexico and my very good friend Melody all the way in Alaska. I am Mary Alice in Connecticut. We have been nonstop going live to really start to generate some excitement around our month-long event around our DigCit SDGs. And we are so proud that we have partnered once again with Spaces. And if I was just going to set the stage, last June, we hosted an online event, and it was really bad timing, to tell you the truth. It's the end of a really hard school year, and we wanted to host this. Yes, right. Everybody was trying to get to the finish line for a school year, but we ended up hosting an online event, a DigCit Summit, around the New York's new state initiative around civic readiness. And we decided for the timing, let's create this as a day of conversation, building community, and making connections. And Spaces, Melody, you were a part of it, right?
Yes.
So at the very end of our event, and Dean got to present for us, Dean Gainey, a shout out to Dean Gainey.
Yes.
At the end of the event, we said, we're kind of tired of like talking about things, right? Talking about digital citizenship, talking about what it might look like. We want to see things in action. So we made a promise. We said, we're going to make ourselves available at the DCI to support BOCES centers, individual classrooms, school districts. And even though that day was designed specifically for New York, around their new initiative, we opened it up to everybody because it's a universal theme. And we said this time next year, we are going to host a live student showcase so that we can show, where ideas came from, these conversations, these connections, this building community, continue to connect the dots. Now we're going to see some passion projects in the spring of 23. And guess what? October is the perfect month. DigCit Week is the third week in October. We're going to celebrate it for the entire month. We're going to have these daily social media takeovers, some challenges all around digital citizenship and the global goals. And we can do this inside Spaces and create a really safe space. So I can't be more proud of this partnership. And I know that even before we started, Eugenia, we were talking about partnerships. We're really kind of modeling that this is relationships first. And Melody, honestly, like this has been about a relationship, an ongoing relationship with you and Spaces. And Eugenia, you said something really profound before we went live, but
yeah,
I don't know if you're, but it was, I said, let's make sure that we remember that. But we just want to hear from you. How can classrooms, K-12 classrooms, create safe spaces for our young people to really do meaningful and authentic work?
Yeah, I think that our collaboration and being partners with Spaces is kind of special because it's a really good option, not only for teachers, but for students to empower students and to have the right place to go, a safe space where they can share, where they can learn, where they can post, where they can create. They can be creative, not only consumers, and they can be really empowered in these kind of tools, educational tools that they're building their digital footprint, right? Why not do it in a safe space and learn side by side along with educators and students from all parts of the United States and soon from all over the world, how to be safe in space, or sharing what they are learning at school, or sharing what they do. For example, if you have a student that wants to teach something really special for him, Spaces is a really excellent option to do that. So at Digital Citizenship Institute, we love this kind of partnerships that especially empower our students and young generations. So I'm so happy to be here right now with you, Melody.
And Melody, Before you get a chance, I want to say about digital citizenship, the foundation that we need to build upon, that very first one is how to be alert. How do I create safe spaces online for myself and others? And so that idea that we get to have this play on word with spaces is incredible.
I
Yeah.
agree. I was just like, man, maybe we should change our name to like Safe Spaces or some sort of thing. I don't know. But I love, first of all, I just want to say thank you for letting me be here with you guys tonight. I'm so glad that we're working together and that we're continuing to work together because I believe in everything that you're doing. And we've had a relationship just personally, for the last couple of years and your work with DigCit Kids before I ever joined Spaces. So this is really cool how all of the work that we're doing comes together to empower students and teachers, for DigCit skills. And yeah, so I'm looking forward to showing anybody who's watching just how you can utilize this platform called Spaces and create an area where your students just shine, show what they know, and then you can also help to enhance those areas where maybe they don't know as much. And I was talking to an amazing educator, Leanne Lindsay, today about like DigCit skills and everything, and we were talking about how it used to be, whenever we focused on this, how students were victims. And so, and we don't believe that students are empowered. They're creating, they're curators, they're artists, and now we can actually bring that into their classroom to showcase and to build on that to make it even better when they're on the World Wide Web or whatever, so that they're doing it in a safe way, but in a way that optimizes also what they're doing as creators.
Okay, I think this is just wonderful. I don't know if you wanted to share your screen
I
so that
will.
we can, because we've created a classroom as an example, um, to for K-12 teachers to see, oh my gosh, this is what it would look like. And our example, our classroom, our academy, we've already kind of preloaded the first, like the beginning of
Yes.
what DigCit SDGs, which is our combination of digital citizenship and the global goals. So let me pull up your
Can you see? Did I share properly?
yes, yes.
Okay. So first of all, you know, anybody can sign up. Any educator can sign up for free if you go to spacesedu.com and just hit the sign up, and you can sign up for free. And just go to our page, see if it fits with your purpose. Okay. I'm gonna switch screens. I may have to stop sharing and do it again. Do you see? Do you see our Spaces class?
I do not. I just see
No.
the
Okay,
front
let
page.
let me I'm gonna stop sharing for a second and then reshare again because I accidentally hit the wrong Chrome tab when I said I wanted to share. I'm so used to I'm so used to being on the other side doing what you guys are doing. Okay, here we go. Okay, there it is. Okay, I'm gonna share the proper screen. Okay, now you can see the class that we
Yep.
created together. Yes?
Yep.
Yep, it's up there.
Okay, so wonderful. So basically, this is what it looks like to be the teacher. On the teacher side, you can kind of see the students. We don't have very many students in here. That's okay. You will add your class, and I'll show you how to do that. But this is the class feed, and honestly, this is where all the action can happen. It's not overly complicated. Spaces is very user friendly, and right now you're looking at the class feed, and everybody in your class, once they've joined, will get to look at this. So we've already made a first post. And as you can see, it's just what we believe in, or actually what y'all created about the DigCit, Institute, and what you're going to be doing for this next month in October. And I'm sure, are you sharing this graphic out already?
Yes, yeah. So that's the combination of the DigCit part. So we have the DigCit plus SDGs, which to us then becomes the hashtag DigCit SDGs.
Awesome. And to do that, you just hit this blue button, create, and you make a post, and you get to upload any of your files. So grab that image that they created off Twitter or wherever and upload it, and then put everything. And I'm going to actually click on it so you can see it even better. And so you can actually see it says, we are excited to partner with Spaces to host our DigCit DG's month long event in October. And so when you create that first post, you're just putting everything in there about what you want your class to see. And obviously we're using what we're going to be using for October. And another wonderful thing that you can do when you're creating is to record yourself, your audio, or actually record a video inside of this. And I'll show you that again. So what I mean, when you create, you can actually upload up to 10 files. And I just like to put this out there because I never want anybody to feel left out. Inclusion really matters. And so we don't always have, students who are on grade level reading or who are strong in reading. So I always advise when you make a post to include that audio and just record yourself, whatever you're typing, also record. And if you don't need a graphic image, you could always actually just record yourself as a video. And you can do that all inside of our platform. You just hit record and upload it. And you can make, if you mess up, you could trash it and start all over again. But this just makes it more inclusive in general. And that way everybody gets to participate and nobody has to see, oh, so and so can't read. Everybody can participate and respond in the same way. Our app has those tools that they can also contribute, whether they want to comment with audio or a video or a link or upload a file. So that's just one way. Once you've posted and you want your students to get started communicating, it's like that thread. And the cool thing about this is that this is a safe place. It's like for your classroom. It's not on the internet. So nothing that they do is going to be out there for the world to see. And, we just need to have in mind that our students are going to mess up. In fact, we learn by messing up a little bit. And so I just want to encourage that when our students, maybe they say something that isn't super kind, maybe they reveal too much, use those as teachable moments. Those are actually the best moments. Don't turn anything into punitive, disciplinary actions. Use it as a teachable moment. If a student is not, if they have ill intent, that's a different story. But a lot of times just the regular mistakes that we do can just turn into teachable moments. Another cool thing about this Spaces is you can actually upload any curriculum that you want. I'm going to do that again because I went really fast. So in my classes, I put manage tag sets. And if you see over here, I have the ISTE standards for digital citizenship. And how I did that was I went to manage tag sets. I went to add curriculum tag sets. I just put in the words ISTE and then education technology. I went to students and then I clicked add set. I'm not actually going to click add set right now because I've already added it, but they have great digital citizenship skills. And so once you and your students start posting, you can actually tag. So let's look at this right here. I've already had these tags and I go to this look tag looking thing and I want to see, I think this is great. This is, students recognize the rights, responsibilities, and opportunities of living, learning, and working in an interconnected digital world, and they act and model in ways that are safe, legal, and ethical. I think that fits this. And so I can tag it with that. And boom, it is tagged. And so not only are you doing the standards are all there to help guide you. I think the ISTE standards are top notch. So it's wonderful to be able to tag what you're doing with real standards, and it keeps you and your students aware of what's happening. Also, when you want to invite your students, so now you've created your first post, the coolest thing to do. Now, if you want to be a part of this class that all three of us created, ladies, if you will, I put a little link in the private comments for with somebody that if they want to join our class as a student, if you want to drop that in the comments. But as you can see here, you go to the people and you should invite students. Okay. And all I did was I copied the link right here. It's a lot like Google Classroom when you do this. But the cool thing, and I learned this at ISTE from another educator, if you click this little share part on the screen, you can make your own QR code. So if you're watching right now and you want to be, and I have to make a little caveat, you have to be in the United States to join this class. If you are anywhere else, you'll have to start your own class and invite people in your area. We are separated by countries through this, but it's okay because these classrooms that we're building are safe spaces for our individual classrooms and what we need. But here's a QR code. Can you see the QR code, ladies?
Yep.
Okay, so I'm going to leave that up for a second. So if you're watching and you actually want to join the sample class that we've created, feel free to.
Okay, I don't see the QR code.
You don't see the QR code? Okay,
I see the link.
Okay, well, I wonder if I download it and open it up. Can you see that?
No, we still just see we
Okay.
see where the link is, but we have the link up. I know
Okay.
you can't see the screen. So we've got that
Yeah.
link
Right.
up
And
and
I
we've
I
put it in
can't
the
see the screen.
comments.
Yes. So
So
anyway, just if you can see the screen, just copy the link or the class code for your if you want to join or to make a class. Something else amazing about our platform is that you can add family members. I think this is totally appropriate to get family learning. If you're using this for DigSit skills and you want them to be a part of the classroom feed, of course, it has to go along with your school and district's, rules and regulations. But you can easily join families so that they can see what's going on, and you have that bridge from school to home. So I think this is a really great time to involve families. Um, with what we're doing for digital citizenship
I
skills.
just have to jump in and say, our mission with the Digital Citizenship Institute, really, when we work with school communities, the focus is intergenerational. So the
Yep.
fact that you just mentioned that you can invite families and caregivers and you can get grandparents in there, it's that idea that no matter how young or old you are,
Yes.
that idea, and just like our Digit Kids book, that your willingness to learn side by side, and this is a journey that we should all be on. So I'm so glad you just brought that point up in spaces. Absolutely.
For sure. And when we're growing the whole child, we need to partner with parents and families as much as possible. It just makes the learning that is happening even more powerful and something that they don't forget. It makes it more memorable. Our parents, our families can back up what we're teaching at school, and we can also back up what families are teaching at home. And it's just that cycle, and it just helps our learners to know that everything is very important what we're teaching when we have that connection. So, yeah.
You know what? And it
Um,
also is about the fact that it's not just about the learning in the classroom. It's, in the classroom, it's at home, it's at play, it's at the workplace. That intergenerational approach is like, this isn't just one more thing as an add-on. This is something that we need to be actively doing every single day. And the
yes.
fact that
Mm,
Spaces has a safe space, I kind of am thinking about, and we wrote about this in the Dig Sit Kids book, that idea of not just driver's ed and practicing getting the keys to the car and all of that. Go back even further for a visual. It's like learning how to ride a bike. And at the very beginning, someone was behind that bike holding the seat as you were figuring out that balancing act. Which, by the way, balance is another element on top of alert for digital citizenship. So it's a really great, visual analogy. But
Example.
we need to have somebody holding that back of that bike seat while we figure this out. And Spaces is that place.
oh,
And
thank you.
now with the intergenerational part, we can invite the parents, caregivers, grandparents in too, which is really exciting.
Yes, amen. And I love that analogy that yes, about the, support and the bike. That is just the perfect analogy. And let's say you want your students to take over, this is the practice run, especially for student, and I want to even say, I want to go back. I want to what you're saying. I remember when I was learning like all about computers, it was so horrible to mess up. I remember I had a
Yeah.
teacher and she was like, "Don't touch anything until I say you can." And what that did was it made me think that I was going to mess up everything and I was going to like make the computer crash and everything. Well, we added this extra element called the internet on top of the computer usage. I mean, we learn through mistakes and we all know that. And so I love that this partnership also allows us to make those mistakes in a safe space where students can do everything that we're doing online. Like you guys are giving the challenges every day, and we can take it into the safe space, and students can do it. It's just going to be. I can't wait to see what everybody comes up with. I would love it if you use Spaces and you find that it works. Please tag us. We're on Twitter here, and I'll type it in the thing. We're at spaces_edu on Twitter. And we would just love to see how you are using Spaces to teach digital citizenship skills, whether it's this month, next month, or all year long. Tag us. We'd love to see what you're doing.
You know what? We're going to go with it. We'd like to see it all year long. Just like that of the event we had in June. We don't want to just talk about this. We don't want to just have that Dig Sit week and you put a check in the box, or a school you host an assembly. We
That's
don't want
true.
to talk at anyone. We, again, want to create these opportunities for learning experiences to learn side by side together. And we want it to be ongoing. And again, it goes back to relationships. We want to have those ongoing relationships first, and an opportunity where I feel like our DigCit SDGs month, like the combination of that hashtag, it's like use tech for good, and it's the global goal. So our young people will have an opportunity to identify a real problem, a problem that they want to
Mm,
solve, and they will have the opportunity to solve it, and then add that layer about using technology for good to inspire and empower others that say,
Yeah.
"Oh, I could do something similar." So,
Yeah, and I think that's the heart of digital citizenship, to make technology more human and to use it for good, for make it something that works and that will get a better community, a better world, a better thing that you can propose, that you can do a project and use technology to enhance it and to make it bigger and to share it out. That's definitely digital citizenship taken into action and making an impact, right?
hmm Yeah. And I mean, just the community that is also created, it just solidifies all those relationships. Um, I'm so excited about this, and y'all's your excitement gets to me every single time. And I'm just looking forward to seeing what everybody creates. And I wanted to say, on the screen it says spaces edu as one thing. There is an underscore.
Oh, I'm
For
sorry. I'm sorry
That's
about that.
okay. I put it in the private chat if you want to copy and paste. Sorry.
okay, we'll do that behind the scenes. I want you to know, one, we had Leanne Lavender on live last week, and she's going to kick off our event on October 3rd. So the month of October,
Nice.
yeah, October the 3rd obviously has 31 days, but we are doing our DigCit SDGs social media takeover, Monday through Friday. So that happens to be 21 days out of 31. So for 21 days, you're going to be able to see things in action, what DigCit SDGs looks like in communities around the world, and then there'll be a call to action, a challenge for each one. So Leanne, her area of expertise is storytelling, and we're going to bring back, I feel like it was 2019 when we put on a DigCit Summit in October. Our focus was DigCit impact, telling stories, telling a story about an impact that you're making. So with Leanne, one of our calls to action is to bring back these impact talks, which is our version of like a TED talk or an Ignite talk. It's no more than 7 minutes. It's really focused on telling a story than it is a presentation. And we're really hoping that, for that live student showcase that we're going to have in the spring, that we're going to be able to really showcase some incredible impact stories. But let's start in October, because
Yes.
spaces would be the place. And you just showed us how we can do the audio as well. Um,
Yes.
but that's October the 3rd. We're going to be kicking off with some storytelling, and that will be the challenge. And
Oh my gosh.
I just think
Yeah.
it's a wonderful opportunity for classrooms to go beyond just talking about things, and make digital citizenship a verb.
I love that. And again, I'm showing my screen. Tell me if you can see it. But yes, if you want your students to create, like, and start creating and recording themselves, you just go to the camera after create, and that video they can. I have, my first grader. Can you see how I'm recording myself?
Yes.
It's so cool. So when I was going to FETC last, when I first met you guys in person last, what was it, January? This is so cool. My daughter, I had just shown her how to, and she's first grade at the time. I just shown her how to upload videos to the platform on her individual space. And she just went with it. It was so crazy. So I want to say this is great for even first grade. But our co-teacher, I was getting all these notifications that Elizabeth was making all these videos and uploading, and my co-teacher was like, "Hey, call me," and had even left a voicemail. So when I finally got to a place where I could see what was going on, I saw that my Elizabeth had created a whole bunch of videos that were like YouTube, totally inappropriate for what we were doing for school activities. I mean, just crazy. Like, she really took it on like her personal YouTube. So, of course, I was able to delete them, most of them. One of them was really cute, so I kept that one. I called her. I talked to the teacher, and he kind of explained. He was a little alarmed by what she had uploaded or whatever. And I said, I got it. I'll take care of it. Called home, talked with my husband, got her on the phone, and said, Elizabeth, this is not something. This is not your personal YouTube. This is school, and other people are watching. It's not just between you and me. It's like other people can see this. Your classmates can see this. All sorts of stuff. Anyway, I just think that was a great story to share, and just hey, Dean, good to see you.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
just to
hi,
use
Dean.
talk about a story, how you learned from making a mistake, but now she feels so empowered. She even started uploading like samples of her reading, and her reading progression just started taking off this last year, just by using it for a good thing. I wanted to share that because it was just like learning through mistakes.
You know what? That is a great example. And if I were to add anything and kind of tie it back, that was an opportunity where you were behind the bike and you were holding the bike seat,
Yep.
and you were making that teachable moment, and you brought that up in the very beginning. And those are the moments, those are the opportunities that we want to encourage more. So I think I'm so glad that you shared that, because instead of aha, I caught you
Yeah,
doing something,
Right.
right? It's
Yeah.
something, we're changing that narrative, and it's going from a reactive to a proactive. And the only way we can do that is when we create safe spaces.
yeah.
Amen.
And I think that she will always remember that lesson, right?
Yes. I will
In a
too,
positive
because
way.
right. I mean, it took me a minute. I was just like, I want to just be frank with you. She did use one cuss word. She was like, "Hey, welcome." You know what? The B word, welcome. She's seen a lot of YouTubes, okay? And she actually bleeped it out. I don't know how she did this, but she said it. I could see her face, but I didn't hear it. It was actually really clever, but in an awful way. And anyway, I was a little kind of embarrassed, not a little, I was very embarrassed, but I really kept my cool because I didn't want to keep her from using this platform. I knew that it had more potential, and she was just getting started. And I promise you, just the next month, when she started uploading her own reading samples, she was reading. I just thought, wow, she feels so empowered. And this purposeful platform became something that just empowered her to learn. And yeah, so thank you. Thanks for letting me share that silly story.
Oh, and
No.
Melody, yeah, and it's look at the examples that we have, right? That she sees, like you just said, what you see on YouTube. So,
Mm,
I mean, talk about changing the narrative. Here's that opportunity that our young people can really be leading this change.
Yep.
yes.
Because some of the examples we have on social media from grown-ups are not
Yes.
very good examples at all. I want you to know, I just have to throw this up here. Heather Callahan is joining us from Nebraska, and she's one of our social media takeovers. And Heather, this is a wonderful opportunity. And if you have not connected with Melody and Spaces, this is, tonight is really about this partnership and this opportunity for classrooms, K-12 classrooms, to create safe spaces, to actually take these challenges and put them into action. So I don't know if you wanted to summarize anything else. I don't know if Heather's just joining us right now or if she's been on the whole time, but I'm really glad that you're here, Heather.
Are you asking me, Mary
Yes,
Alice?
yes,
Yes.
yes.
So again, I just want to thank you so much for allowing me to come on and share one of my favorite platforms, spacesedu.com. Teachers, you can sign up for free. And we did drop a link if you wanted to be a part of this class, but we just want, this is more for what you're doing in your classroom, just to create that safe space, to give kids a reason to share, to do those challenges that y'all are putting out every day. You can emulate whatever you're doing online inside of this class. Invite families to participate for that bridge between home and school. And please tag us if you're doing wonderful things with Spaces. We would love to partner with you and give you that shout out, maybe send you some swag. I don't know. The possibilities are endless. We appreciate you so much for letting us be part of this relationship. I look forward to this all year long, not just in October, but what a way to kick it off, ladies.
I just have to say amen to that, honestly.
Absolutely.
And this is just the beginning for that actionable piece for the school year. And we're really looking forward to that live student showcase. And we're really hoping some of those projects, those, passion projects,
Yeah.
are
To
going
see
to
them in
be,
spaces.
we can go right into Spaces to actually show it,
Yes.
So, Melody, thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, and here we go. Valerie Lewis,
Valerie
I have
Lewis.
to.
Oh my gosh. Hey,
Oh,
Doc. So good to see
thank
you. Thanks for
you.
joining in. Wow. We got, yeah. Hello.
Oh, wonderful.
Powerhouse.
Really, really appreciate it. So I'm just going to put up before we end that, in fact, I promise you, Melody, we'll update our website to make sure that they have the information about how to sign up for a free account. But if you go to our website, digcitinstitute.com / the Digcit SDGs, we'll continue to update, but you'll be able to register. And you'll be able to see who our social media takeovers are and our challenges. And I'll make sure that we have our spaces information available there as well. So I know you're doing the heart. I'm going to do my I
Oh
love
my
you
gosh.
in sign
Yes.
language, but that's I
Yes.
really love you.
Oh my gosh. I really love you too. I'm afraid I'm going to flip you off on accident.
I don't know.
My fingers
Okay,
don't
I
always
got it.
cooperate. So I
I
love
got
you.
it. I
Let's
got
say
it.
it. Let's
Thank
just
you
say
so
it.
much for joining us.
Thank you for having me and to show spaces. I appreciate it.
Thank you so
Absolutely.
much.
And we look forward to learning with everybody the entire month of October.